So this is an Avondale caravan. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you while you're here on site. At the front of the caravan, you have a storage locker, so you can put bits and pieces in there. The gas bottle lockers gas bottle lockers actually on the side of the van itself. Coming down the side of the van, we've got a flue for the heating hot water system. So you remove the cover. We do advise before you ever ignite anything inside the van or run the heating and hot water systems that you remove this cover regardless. Below that you have, through the hole there, your wind down legs, and that is they are there to stabilise the caravan and not lift the caravan. If you lifted the caravan with the wind down legs, it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan. You then have your water pump connection, blue trig on the side here. Pull the pump back and push it into the side of the van and it will lock into place, and the pickup pipe itself will actually drop down inside the aqua roll. On the side of the van, you've got your gas bottle connections with your gas regulator up on the side of the van and your gas pipe work going to the bottle. On top of the bottle, you've got your on-off valve, and the pipe work that goes into the gas bottle is a reverse thread fitment. The motor mover and wheel nuts will actually demonstrate the motor mover to you while you're here on site, and we'll torque the wheel nuts to the correct manufacturer setting prior to the van leaving. On the side of the van, you have your toilet flush tank. This tank here takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom, we have our toilet waste cassette. Then on the outside of the van, like I said, we have the toilet waste cassette. So you pull up the yellow handle at the bottom, pull the cassette towards you. The neck here turns out so you can tip the waste away, and the measure on the cap actually turns into a measure for your pink and blue fluids. You've got a yellow pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll need to put 1 litre of water in the cassette and a cap full of the blue fluid prior to use. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the caravan, and like I said, they are only there to stabilise the van, not lift the van. Coming down the door side of the van, you've got your fridge vents behind the door, and they are simply there to allow hot air out the back of the fridge unit and take some cool air in, and there'll also be a gas flue behind the top cover. On the side of the van, we also have a 3-pin socket, so you can have power out to your awning, your barbecue gas point also, and then your battery box with quick release terminals on top of the battery. You've got your mains power lead that comes into the side of the van, and you connect that to the power on site, and then you've also got your motor mover power switch behind there, which will demonstrate while you're here on site. Going onto the inside of the caravan now, I'm going to demonstrate how that works. So above the door, oh sorry, not above the door, on the opposite side of the caravan, you have your main power switches for the caravan. Now when you're not connected to power, you're going to have it in the off position, or when you're not using the 12 volt supply, you're going to have it in the off position. If you need to use the 12 volt supply when you're towing the caravan to have the fridge working, you can put it onto car. And if we go onto van, at the bottom here, it will run from the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. To run the water system on board the caravan, which is the first thing we're going to do, which is fill up the water system, is go underneath the seat on the right hand side front of the van. And underneath here, you'll find a yellow valve. That yellow valve is the drain down valve for the water system. So that yellow valve needs to be parallel with the floor prior to filling the water system. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will actually drain all of the water out of the system on board the van. Like I said, parallel with the floor. You'll then come over to every tap on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side. And then you'll turn the water pump on, just here, and the water system will fill up. And then when you've got water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan, you'll then be able to turn off each tap around the van. And that means the water system is full. At that point, you can actually start heating the water on board the van. So like I said, you'd open all the taps up, turn the water pump on, and then you'll be able to start warming the water once that system is completely full. So to do that, you have the electric water heater switch down here on the side of the van. You turn that switch on, and that will allow the van to warm up on the water system to warm up on electric. So mains water heater is now on. If you want to control the heating via gas, you can also do that. Or sorry, the water heater by gas. You've got a control panel just down here on the side of the van. It's got a gas symbol or a flame symbol just on the right hand side of the dial. It's also got an off position, so you spin it to the off position or put it in the gas position. The green light is essentially the pilot light for the water system. If it fails to ignite on gas, you'll actually have a red light behind there, and above the dot that says the green temperature light or the green on light is where the temperature will essentially be set. So if you have the 40 above it, the water system will warm up to 40 degrees. But like I said, if it's ignited, it'll be a green light. The red light is a fail light to let you know how it's failed to ignite. Turn it off by spinning the dial back to the off position. To use the heating on board the caravan, you've got two options for using that. You've got electric and gas. So gas operation, you've got a electric operation, sorry, you've got a dial up on the wall here. Down the side, you've got an off position, a 500 watt position, a 1000 watt position, then a 2000 watt position. We'll spin the dial round to the 500 watt position and you'll get a green light appear. You then control the temperature of the heater on the dial in the centre here. Turn it back off, you go to the off position, and that is the water heater off. The room heating off, sorry, do apologise. For the gas heating for the caravan, you've got a dial here on top. It's a bit like the barbecue gas dial. You'll spin it round between 10 and 9, hold down the gas valve and hit the igniter. Once it's ignited, you'll look for a pilot light through the little window in the front. And once it has ignited, you'll hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. You'll then be able to control the temperature of the heater on gas between 1 and 10. To turn the gas supply back off to the heater, you'll put it to the off position. If you want to use the blown air heating on board the caravan, on continuous blown air, you'll be able to put the wave symbol onto this side, so essentially that allows the heat to be blown around the caravan. If you want the heat just to come out the front of the heater, you'll put it in the dot on the centre here. And if you want to use ambient temperature, so essentially it cuts in and out with the thermostat on board the van, you can put it onto the A, and like I said, that will then work like a thermostat on that side. To operate the fridge on different power modes, you've got gas first, so you'll just put it to gas. The orange light that comes on is a pilot light. When it's ignited, it will go green. When you're on gas or mains, you can control the temperature of the heater, the fridge, sorry, on the dial on the right hand side. To operate the fridge on 230 mains, you can put the dial to the 230 option. Green light will appear to let you know it has ignited, to say it's come on the mains power. And then again, you control the fridge temperature on the dial on the right hand side. If you want to use the 12 volt mode, you can put 12 volt mode on. You will need to select the car on the other side of the van, because when you're towing down the road and you put it onto 12 volt mode, it'll actually make the fridge work as a call box. So the 12 volt mode, like I said, is a mode for towing down the road, so essentially it allows it to work as a call box. The last thing we go through on this caravan is the toilet system. Oh, sorry, let's go through the cooker. Cooker works very much like your household cooker, no difference at all. Gas controls across the front with your igniter on the right hand side. Toilet system, as I said, on the outside, you'll fill up the flush tank from the outside. You've got an electric flush on the toilet. You've got a toilet full indicator light, so the light comes on when the toilet waste is full. And below that, you've got a grey waste handle, which you open up to allow the waste into the toilet cassette under the van. If that flap is shut off, the toilet waste will just sit in the toilet bowl itself. So like I said, you will need to have it open. The toilet seat also moves for your convenience. However, when you're emptying the waste cassette on the outside of the caravan, you do need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across the van. If it isn't, there's a lockout tab on the bottom of the toilet seat itself that locks the cassette in place, because if the toilet's turned, you obviously don't want the cassette being removed. So if it's turned, like I said, it won't allow you to remove the cassette, and you will need to put it back to the central position. As I said, this is an Avondale Caravan. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect the caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.